Hey everybody, it's Kevin Up Motors, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. Me being a car guy, I always keep up on the latest cars, and there's a couple of them that are coming up very shortly here that I am very interested in. Those two being the new Shelby GT500 and the new C8 Corvette. Now, we got news about the new GT500 maybe a week or two ago, basically saying what it has in it and what options it's going to come with and things of that nature. I believe it's got like 760 horsepower, a dual clutch transmission. There's not going to be a manual option, which I am definitely sad about. I know like a manual car is a lot slower than an automatic nowadays, especially with forced induction, just because you got to basically let your boost levels get higher every time you let off the gas to shift. It basically loses boost, especially turbo cars. The supercharged cars like the Shelby aren't affected quite as much, but it's still there. So I'm definitely sad about it not being a manual, but I am very glad that the automatic they chose, which was a dual clutch. And for those who aren't aware of what a dual clutch transmission is basically the same transmission Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bugattis, and everything like that use. Very fast transmission. They're very efficient and tend to hold a good amount of power, and they're fairly reliable nowadays because they've been around for a good 13 or 14 years now. But yeah, it's got a dual clutch transmission in it. I believe it's a 7 or an 8 speed. I don't know exactly. Independent rear suspension. So that's going to be a fun car. It's going to be a great car to compete with the Hellcat and the Camaro and everything like that. But I think as far as top dogs and the most impressive performance we're going to see, I think the new C8 platform is going to be like insane. And let me explain my logic here just a little bit. So with the Shelby car, the engine's up front. It's a Mustang, so you have most engine up front, or most of the weight up front, and the weight split's like a 54 46. So front end is 54% of the weight of the whole car, and the back end is 46%. Basically meaning that you have more weight over the front axle, which helps with stability, because you're gonna have the tendency to want to understeer unless you're giving it gas. And a lot of like really good handling cars like BMW, they go for the 50-50 weight split, which is like the optimal weight split. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I was trying to turn. But yeah, the weight distribution in a car makes a big difference with acceleration and handling. And the big thing that the Corvette has over the Shelby now is the fact that more of the weight's going to be over the rear axle, which is important because all that horsepower you're putting down, like the 760 horsepower of the Shelby, you're not going to hook up in first gear, maybe not even second gear. You're going to end up just spinning all that horsepower away. And I know I had a 2012 GT500, and it was a lot of fun, but it was just, you just couldn't get the thing to hook up in first gear at all, like literally not at all, even like if you had really good tires on it. The new one's going to be the same way. Second gear you could get it to hook up. But I think the C8 Corvette, with all the weight over the rear axle, just like a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, is going to hook up a lot better and perform a lot better. And the figures that they told us actually show that. So the GT500 is going to be like a 3.5 0 to 60. And keep in mind, both cars have dual clutches. Let's go over the figures of the C8 real quick. So the base model and the Z51 C8 are going to have Mustang. Alright, so before I was interrupted by an ambulance and an undercover cop that almost hit the ambulance, luckily he stopped. I was talking about the Corvette, the C8. I'm going to go over the facts and figures of the Corvette real quick, just so you have an idea of what both are. So the Corvette is now a mid-engined car. If you don't know what a mid-engine car means, is basically the engine resides behind the front wheels and in front of the back wheels. That's what a mid-engine is. So this is a rear mid-engine design. So you have front wheel or front axle, passenger compartment, engine, back axle, and that's the layout most Ferraris and Lamborghinis are nowadays. Aside from a couple of like the Ferraris, which they have like the 812 Superfast, which is a front engine design. It's more of a grand touring car. But the Corvette is just like a Ferrari now, basically. It looks a lot like one, just because that's the way they are. And it has a LT2, which is basically a revamped LT1 engine with 495 horsepower, which is probably like a 30 horsepower bump from the older model, the C7. And they have a dual clutch transmission on that as well, actually transaxle, which, you know, there's a slight difference there. I'm not going to get into the difference between those two. All you have to know is they're both the same transmission on the Shelby and the C8. And we're just going over strictly performance right now, not looks or anything like that. So the C8 has the advantage of having all the weight over the back axle, which means there's going to be more mechanical grip through the same size tires, essentially. And the weight transfer is going to be better. And weight transfer is important for people that don't know. Basically what happens is when you're going to accelerate, you want all the weight on the rear axles. So you get those tires planted deep into the ground and basically get that weight to transfer to the back. And if you don't have that, you're going to spin. Apparently this road's closed up here. You're going to spin. So essentially the C8 is going to perform faster 0 to 60 than the Shelby. And the facts show that. The Corvette is down 260 horsepower from the Shelby. Has the same transmission in it. Probably the same size tires on it. And I know weight is a little bit of a factor. I don't know how heavy the C8 is. I'm going to guess it's probably like 3,400 pounds. The Shelby's around 38, 39, so there's a bit of a difference with weight. But the big difference is the weight distribution. So the C8 does 0 to 60. The Z51, that is, does 0 to 60 in like under 3 seconds. So we'll say 2.9 seconds. And apparently the Shelby is like 3.4 or 3.5. So the facts just show right there that the Shelby is faster because the platform is just, it's better for that kind of thing. I'm not saying the good old Mustang platform is bad. That's a very good platform as well. Very fast at the drag strip, and you know that's what a lot of people want. It's simple, and it's kind of a proven platform. So I think you're gonna have a lot less issues with that Shelby Mustang. The C8, it's gonna be a brand new model, brand new. A lot of things on that vehicle. What's with all these roads being closed down around here? I don't know. But yeah, we're just kind of driving around here. But the C8, like I said, is going to perform better. But I think the first year of it's going to be kind of have a lot of problems, just because it's like a completely new car. Everything's different about the car. Everything. I don't know if they really carried over one huge part, other than maybe the engine, and they revised the engine a little bit. I know they have a different intake on it because they have more room on top of the engine because they don't have to have a hood there, so they can make a longer runner intake, which will give you more horsepower and torque. But yeah, I think the C8 is a great car, not to mention the base model's going to be under $60,000. Yeah, I know they're going to be, you know, they're going to be overcharging off the bat. But I think both the Shelby and the C8 coming out, I think they're going to kind of help level each other out as far as the overcharge that dealerships are doing. But yeah, I pretty much just rambled on about two cars that I'm interested in. I hope you guys were able to follow along, and let me know what you guys think of the C8 and the Shelby GT500 in the comments. I think a C8 might be in my future, to be honest with you. If I could find one that they're not trying to overcharge for, I think that'll be in my future, because I really was impressed with that thing. And it doesn't come with a manual either, which is definitely disappointing. Oh, look at GTO. What happened to that car? I used to have a GTO, that's why I looked at it. I was like, what? It was like a 2005, 2006 GTO just sitting there with weeds growing up around it. I almost want to go back there and see if I can throw some money at them. Nah. A lot of work probably blew the engine or something. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed that video, like I said, a C8 might be in my future. If you guys would, please comment on the video. Let me know what you think of the two cars. And I know there's a lot of videos out there like this, but I just want to give my 2 cents, you know. So if you guys would, please like, comment, subscribe, and also have a great day. Thank you.